has powerful friends. I need $1 million in cash. I need those politicians that you carry in your pocket, like so many nickels and dimes.
I said that I would see you because I heard that you were a serious man to be treated with respect. But I must say no to you. And I'll give you my reason.
And this has been the one of the biggest changes, you know, especially with the modern day. And you know, it's going to even out when the average man starts to pick up on what he needs to do. I'll say that. But other than that, it takes time. Because what has happened was, you know, society has given, you know, the female the opportunity to survive on her own. And that was a leverage point for a man. That was one thing that, you know, he had control over, which allowed him to have access to a lot of women back in the day, or even just potentially one if you weren't that handsome, if you didn't take care of yourself. At least if you worked hard enough, you know, there was gonna be a wife promised to you because of your hard work. You hardworking man. And you know, back in the day, women would use not their skills or whatever career, whatever they use their beauty, which they still today. There's no difference today, but they emphasize on what? Their youthfulness, their reproduction, their looks, the promise of carrying healthy kids in order to solidify, you know, being in a household where she was taken care of financially and stuff. But what happens when you know, that's not the case anymore? It flips, right? What flips? She does it. So now they have a, you know, they have a card, or let's say they have a secret hidden card that has never been revealed before until like I said, we're heading to 2026. I've been talking about this since 2014. And then some men before me were studying it in the early 2000s. And now it's kind of getting a little bit, you know, obviously not everyone has a podcast or mainstream, but some people just still don't get the bigger picture, because there is a bigger picture. There's a more in-depth picture. What is this hidden card that women have now? Well, if they're looking at the table, we're playing a card game, and they're seeing what cards are on the table, they are, back in the day, what they were doing, they were playing what the table was bringing, what cards were on the table. Now it's almost like a new game. Now they're playing with different cards, and now they're playing with their hands differently. Before, they played with their hands of, hey, I need to find a man to take care of me. Today, they are not playing that same game. They are playing I'm looking for what I desire physically, emotionally, personally, sexually. Just like you men were playing back in the day. Now we're playing that. But their game is a little different though. And what men struggle with is they never got a chance to properly play that game. Especially if you didn't hit the, let's call it the genetic lottery, meaning you have the height, you have the look, you have, the hair, the physique, you look good, you're a well-structured man, God gifted you that, right? But most men are not, women are not really falling for a bunch of dudes walking around. They're only falling for, a few. So if you're a guy and you're not sure, we gotta be realistic, because I'm speaking to men. There's some men that's never experienced sex. There's some men that have never had a woman be in love with them, be fascinated by them, be infatuated by them. I look back and I feel bad for some men, because if you never had the opposite gender be fascinated about you in any way, shape, or form, that kills your self-esteem.